Hi, good afternoon. It's a hot day in August here at the end of the month. Today's the 28th of August, 2018, and I thought you might like to take a little look at my classroom and where I teach and the state it's in on August 28th and the kinds of things that I'm working on here. I'm getting ready to teach a grade 3-4 this year. I've been busy writing a lot of original poetry. I'm going to start with a form drawing block this year, and so it's going to be both drawing ropes and then there's going to be Celtic form drawing for a month with stories from different fairy tale sagas and a lot of ones about dragons because it's the time of Michaelmas. August, and right now is the time of the meteor showers that are pouring down out of the heavens. All the shooting stars you see all around us, these are pieces of iron, meteorite from the universe, far away, outer space, interstellar, rocks, moving metal through space, burning, striking the earth and spraying us, sprinkling us, imbuing us with the iron forces. And this is the time of the year that the earth passes through those belts of meteors, and it has an incredible effect upon the human being and the children. So we come into that real time of Michael when, even though it's hot and the nights are starting to cool, but we have this forces that rise up and new initiative forms, and we're ready to take on new things. And if you've ever wondered why July and the beginning of August you feel really lazy and you don't feel like doing anything, that's because you're supposed to feel that way. Your fields should lie fallow, as they say, and you should avoid a lot of heavy head work and get outside in nature and enjoy it. But now, coming into this time, so we're anxious to get things ready. We're preparing for the year. I just like to show you a few things. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and then pretty soon I'm going to give a little video here on this first block I'm doing this year. I think you might enjoy some of the things to see, but I'll show you. I'm going to turn the camera, and there we have my little classroom here, and it's full of things on the tables, and this is my personal classroom that I have been in this room for 7 or 8 years, and I've had everybody from first grade to 8th grade in this room, and every year I have to prepare and paint it and change it. And this year we went with really bright green back wall for our 4th graders. There's my shelving, and all of my stuff is getting organized, what the materials of teaching are in the Waldorf School. Now, the very basic material you'd have to have really is blackboard and some chalk. You could do a lot with some blackboards and chalk, and you can see my room has plenty of blackboards, and I advise you to get good blackboards, or I don't prefer green boards myself. Some people do, but you can see on the board here I have ready a drawing that I made to welcome us back, and you can see over the board here I made this wooden surround my hand, and I've got the printed letters up there. Even though they're in the 3rd and 4th grade, it's nice to have a little reminder. And I've got my music stand with my Starry Starry Night silk, and that's where I keep my materials for teaching. I have a book there that has all of my poems and attendance and rosters, and reminds me of all of the things that I need to do. I keep my poems there. Here are the desks that we made for our school. They're made of ash, and they're structured on the golden mean, and they were handmade, and they're beautiful, and they're all wood, and we just love those. Here's my little stack of possible fairy tales I'm going to tell this next month, I should say. This is the embroidery, the thread, the way we keep it here for the 4th graders who are doing counted cross stitch this year, and you can see everything is in a rainbow order, and they're braided on there. So it's really easy to pull those off one by one for the kids. You can see it's just a little simple stand, and it works great. And we keep about the same 12 colors so that you don't go endlessly searching for a color. There's another little form drawing I did there of a Celtic form. And the kids have made, over the years, beeswax letters in the 1st grade, and I kept them here on the wall. And they formed all their letters out of beeswax, and you could just press them right onto the wall, and they work really well, and they'll stay up there, and they're cute, and I always have an extra blackboard, so I use those for lots of things. If we come over here, we can see that getting ready today, sorting out pencil cases, and these are just pieces of felt that I flopped over and I sewed little lines on, and there's enough room there for 7 colored pencils, and every child has their own pencils and they try to stuff more in there, you can see. And so these are comforting things for children, to categorize their material, to keep them really nice, make them all tidy, and everybody has one. And here is the crayon rolls, and I know you're familiar with those, but everybody's pattern is different, and these are nice. A parent made these and sewed them, and they have a little tie, and then they roll out, and there are the sticks and the blocks for coloring, and this one's missing most of its blocks, so we better fill that one up again. But they like their different colors, and they like to have their own pattern. And here we have the handwork bags, and I made these and prepared these, and the kids can pick new ones this year. These 3 children over here already still have stuff in here, and these bags are pretty, and they have a drawstring, and I put their name on there with a little tag and a big safety pin, and they really like to have the color of their choice, and I think that's important. So we keep our handwork tidy, so everything in the classroom is set up so things are tidy. This is something I'm very proud of. I made this little flute rack, and you can see it's little pieces of limbs into a piece of driftwood I got at the beach, and it holds all their hand knit flute cases, and I just think it's beautiful. It's a real art piece for me in the room, and I love seeing all those stitches made by little 7-year-old hands. They usually make the flute case in the 2nd grade, and they knit them in stripes, and you can see some of them chose to do the same thing, but a lot of them are individual, and I think that's very important, that the child has an opportunity to express themselves in this way. And it's just another hallmark of Waldorf education, to encourage their individuality and their creativity, and what do they think is beautiful, what colors do they like. And I love looking at their work with the little mistakes. And we play flutes quite a bit. That's every day. Here's a big bucket of extra Lyra Giants, the colored pencils. The lacquered ones, I really like these. They're very handy. They last forever. They'll last for years. This is a slidey pencil, we call them. It's a graphite pencil. You can get that from Mercurius. And that has a graphite point, and that thing just slides like an ice skate on ice. And they're going to last a really long time. They're triangular, so that they're really nice for writing, to get that correct pencil grip. So those are some of the things in my classroom. And I wanted to show you one more guy. This was our story gnome. He came to visit us in the 1st grade. I'll put him here on the shelf so you can see him. Hi. That was our story gnome. He came, and he showed up, and he has a backpack on. And in his backpack, there are little stories that he brought to us, and these little tiny books I made, little teeny books. So this one was called The Nixie of the Mill Pond, and this little mini storybook, I'll show you here on the inside. So it had some drawings of the story. So when the block came and it was time to find out what story we were going to hear, the story gnome would come and visit and bring us a gift, and the kids really loved it, and they certainly love him. And so we've had to keep our story